What up, guys? James from Bull Pros here. Want to go over all the Week 17 NFL action. No team on bye week. We are in the stretch run for the playoffs. A lot of teams clinched this week and a lot of great scenarios for next week. So let's get into it. Browns beat the Jets 37-20. Browns clinch a playoff spot with having 4 different starting quarterbacks for the season. What an insane situation with Joe Flacco coming off the couch, going 4-1 in his first 5 starts with the Browns. I thought this team was dead in the water, but we might have some Flacco magic happening for the Browns. A repeat of the 2013 Super Bowl run? Joe Flacco or Joe Magic? I don't know. What are we going to call him? There's a lot of different nicknames we could go with. We will see if that magic can happen again. Let's go. Cowboys beat the Lions 20-19. Big drive by the Lions to score a late touchdown. And what does Dan Campbell do? Instead of going for the 1 point, he goes for 2. Of course, big gambler Dan Campbell there. Kind of a controversial call when the Lions declares 70 as an eligible receiver. What does Jared Goff do? Throws it to number 68, Taylor Decker, who is ineligible as a receiver. Apparently, Decker did report as a receiver to the refs, but the ref said he never was told he was going to be an eligible receiver before the play. There's some footage out there where you could see that Decker came up to him. I don't know what happens, but either which way, they had 2 more shots to go for it and did not convert that 2-point attempt. You got to respect Dan Campbell for taking the guts instead of going OT and just going for it and try to win the game. Definitely felt like a playoff game preview from these 2 teams. Fun, exciting game. Lions got a kind of a fun brand of football right now. We'll see what they do in the playoffs. Texans beat the Titans 26-3. Once again, when the offensive rookie of the year CJ Stroud is back, the Texans are back to their winning ways. Texans are now in a 3-way tie in the AFC South, and the Texans-Colts game on Saturday night is massive for the playoffs. Basically, it's a win or go home situation for both of those teams. Big game on Saturday night. Wow, that's a cannot miss game. You got to watch that one. Bears beat the Falcons 37-17. Matt Eberflus is now 5-2 in the last 7 games. What a change with this team. Even more with Justin Fields. And from what the reports say, Matt Eberflus is back with the Bears next year. They got a ton of high-level draft picks for the next draft. If they keep this momentum up going into the offseason and nail those picks, this team could be very dangerous next season. And that NFC North could be a highly competitive division all around. That's going to be fun to watch next year. Bears fans got to be a little happy about what's going on right now. It's been a while for you guys. Ravens beat the Dolphins 56-19, straight beatdown. I can't remember a season with so many games where a team has scored over 50-plus points in a game. Dolphins scored 70 on the Broncos. Raiders scored 63 on my lowly Chargers. And now the Ravens have scored 56 on the Dolphins. Ravens made a big statement to lock up the number 1 seed with the straight beatdown on the Dolphins. Big win for them. Watch out for the Ravens. Does it look like John Harbaugh's about to do the haka or something over here? Man, what is he doing? Man, they're hyped in that locker room, though. Saints beat the Buccaneers 23-13. Once again, the abysmal NFC South will be decided by a 9-8 team or an 8-9 team taking the division. The NFL shouldn't allow a division winner with a record like that to get a home playoff game. It should just be best 4 records get the home game for the wild card series. Whoever plays the winner of the NFC South will straight get a beat down. They will destroy whoever wins that NFC South division. Book it. Bills beat the Patriots 27-21. Well, this sets up a nice dramatic end for the Bills. Either they will get the 2nd seed if they beat the Dolphins next week, or if they lose, the season is possibly over. They would need the Steelers or the Jaguars to lose to find a way into the playoffs. You hate going into last week that way. You just got to win and get in, guys. The NFL loves these type of scenarios for sure, and I'm into it. Let's go. Cardinals beat the Eagles 35-31. Absolute shocker of a win for the Cardinals, and definitely their Super Bowl win of the year. And the Eagles are finding ways to lose at the wrong time of the year. You need momentum going into the playoffs, guys, and you are now 1-4 in the last 5 games. Something ain't right with the Eagles team right now. Kyler Murray drip check here. Somewhat normal this week, but what's going on with the Pittsburgh Penguins jersey? No love for the Arizona Coyotes. Coyotes got a way better looking jersey, guy. But the real big pants are back, and I'm getting these 90s flashback every time I see the Kyler Murray outfits. You loving them big pants, man. Throw on some rollerblades, go skateboard, whatever it is. Those big pants are wild these days. Jinko jeans are back, I think. I don't know. Jaguars beat the Panthers 26-0. Straight up beat down by the Jaguars. And for sure was an embarrassing loss for the Panthers. Even bigger, Panthers owner here, David Tepper, right above me here, threw drinks on the Jaguar fans, showing his frustration. Absolutely embarrassing franchise right now, and even more embarrassing here at the top. Cannot do that. Gosh, this franchise is in a mess. Colts beat the Raiders 23-20. Raiders fans down bad now. The season is over with, and enjoy the offseason, guys. Maybe you could enjoy your family. Trust the offseason process and respect the Colts for ending your season. Bye, Raiders. FTR all day, every day. Oh, also the Colts got a massive game next week versus the Texans. Win or go home game. Going to be a fun one to watch, guys. Rams beat the Giants 26-25. Close game all around. Rams booked a ticket for the playoffs with this win, which is amazing when this team is in a rebuild year. What a difference a team can be with good coaching and can get the most out of your players. I know CJ Stroud is my offensive rookie of the year, but man, my guy Puka Nacua over here is a strong contender this year. His stats are off the charts right now. What a pickup by the Rams to basically have a second Cooper Kupp on this team. Dude, Puka is straight up ballin'. Niners beat the Commanders 27-10. Niners lock up the number 1 seed, and Brock Purdy got back to a nice, consistent game with no turnovers. Niners are rolling once again, and bang, bang. Niner gang, let's go. Gotta make sure Purdy has these type of games, though. Gotta be consistent. Come on, keep it up. Steelers beat the Seahawks 30-23. Shocker of a game that the Steelers score over 30 points in back-to-back games. Common denominator, both games even had Mason Rudolph as their quarterback. Steelers haven't locked up a playoff spot yet, but if they get to the playoffs, you would have to think they're sticking with Rudolph at quarterback. And goodbye, Kenny Pickett. We'll see. Chiefs beat the Bengals 25-17. Wild stat, Chiefs lock up the AFC West for the 8th consecutive time. I do think that they are a bit lucky this year since no team in the division has stepped up to push them to the brink. It's going to be a very tough road for the Chiefs in the playoffs with this inconsistent play with this team. I do think they're not going to get past the division series, in my opinion. Maybe that's my hot take right here, guys. What do you think? Broncos beat the Chargers 16-9. Snore fest of a game and a terrible game for both of the teams. Both played really, really sloppy. Even with the win, the Broncos are out of the playoffs since the Chiefs ended up winning the division. My poor Chargers are tough to watch, but I have a suspicion next season will be a massive, massive year for this team if they hire the right coach. Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh. Whew, man, sorry, guys. Let's go. Packers beat the Vikings 33-10. Big win for the Packers to put themselves in the driver's seat at the 7th seed for the playoffs. At one point, this team was 3-6. Wild turnaround for this team. And if they beat the Bears next week, they are in. The Bears are playing good football right now, so don't sleep on them. Wild stat, Jordan Love has now 5 games with 3 TDs and 0 picks. They will need a 6-game like that from Jordan Love next week versus the Bears to get in the playoffs. Wild, wild, wild turnaround for that team. So that's a full recap of all the Week 17 action. Amazing, amazing games all around this week. A lot of playoff clinched base teams. And next week, Week 18, is a lot of do or die for a lot of teams. So fun week ahead of us for Week 18. Let's go.